Live from Cool Boys Central.
You can be the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
Hold your dicks and rub your tits.
You'll be ice cold.
Here come the Cool Boys.
Just a young boy.
So cool.
So cool.
So cool.
I see cool boys.
So I think I'm definitely not going to drink a whole bottle of wine on my own again.
It didn't really hit you till after the show, to be fair. I mean,
it didn't, but fuck, I definitely felt it the next day.
Ah.
So, but tonight I am drinking Lava Man. It's a red ale from the Kona Brewing Company. What are you guys drinking?
I'm drinking a Bud Light Strawberryta for the second
God damn you. God damn you.
Twice in a row.
It tastes like strawberry beer. It's delicious.
There's nothing right with that.
And I'm also drinking energy drinks.
Oh God!
God.
Don't click your cans too much during the episode. I had to cut a lot of that out last time.
Yeah.
The audience didn't hear over and over again. Click, click.
This guy's ridiculous.
Falcon just, by the way, pounded the Monster Energy drink and the Strawberryta
At the same time.
margarita at the same time. Yeah.
He pulled like a World Series celebration pounding.
Double canned it. And Noli, what are you drinking?
I'm on the red wine again. I'm taking it easy on my Thursday.
What vintage? What vineyard?
We're looking at a little one from Spain. It's from Trader Joe's, 2013. It's got a pig on it. It's cheap and wonderful.
Is it like Trader Joe's brand?
No, who knows what the fuck it is. It's wine.
You can pimp it out. You can pimp out this company, or do you hate them?
I don't want to pimp anyone out. I do not bow down to any sponsor.
I'm hoping we get some Kona Brewing Company free beer. And then by the end of the next episode, I shouldn't be pounding whole 12ers. The Kona Brewing Company.
Not sure they have the advertising budget.
All right.
Can we get an intro here or what?
Well, greetings, Cool Boys Nation. And welcome to the Cool Boys.
Greetings.
Okay, so
T minus Cool Boys and counting.
there's no real point in doing an intro if you guys are just gonna-
3, 2, 1.
Greetings, Cool Boys Nation, and welcome to the Cool Boys Podcast. As always, I'm Felk, and I'm here with...
Ballard.
Nolan.
Senior Cool Boy.
So what's new with you guys?
Just partying.
Party.
I noticed you wanted to talk about watching the first 20 minutes or so, Nolan, of Kingdom of the Crystal Gay.
Kingdom of the Crystal Gay, yes.
20 minutes, huh? That's all you made it?
I don't want to get into it too much because we can beat this movie to death because we all agree it's pretty fucking terrible, right?
Beat it.
Well, let's just go over the first 20 minutes then, apparently.
Yeah, so it was one of those nights where I'm tired, but I'm not ready to go to bed. I'm on my Amazon Prime, and there's Kingdom of the Crystal Gay staring me right in the face. You know, I thought, I just watched the original trilogy not too long ago, but I never can make it to the fourth one. Let's give it a shot.
Wait. Is this a real movie called Kingdom of the Crystal Gay, or like, you know?
No, he means Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I hope.
Because
No.
there's some gay movies on Netflix. I mean, you know.
There are.
It was
would've-
Amazon,
Oh,
yes, but Kingdom of the Crystal Gay, also known as Kingdom of the Crystal Skull,
okay.
which should have been just Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, right? Where'd the kingdom come from?
Is there something? The kingdom was the abandoned city at the end that they reach. I guess there was a kingdom there at one point, but
Temple.
yeah, it was just,
We can't be Temple Doom, right? Yeah.
it was one temple, and it was full of people who were just waiting in the walls for thousands of years.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll get into the first 20 minutes. You know what? I have lots of problems with the movies, and I went back and watched it, and just right from the get-go, tonally, even getting rid of the prairie dog shit, tonally, like something seems off from the get-go, and there's a weird filter that I couldn't get past that almost is like a
Glow.
soap opera. Yeah, it's a weird, like the sky in the background's weird. It looks very animated. It looks very phony. It looks like they're on like a really cheesy set, and the whole movie has a set problem. And when they're in Peru and they're like in the digging for the graves, that's a really bad set. Anytime they go in a temple, it's a really bad set. I don't know what happened.
Well, that glow is actually something that Spielberg started doing around Amistad.
Yeah, Janusz
And,
started that shit. Janusz Kaminski.
Yeah, and that was one of his like big stylistic choices from that point on. All his films have this weird glow. Like before, you used to be able to look out a Spielberg window and you would see like what's happening outside the window, and then they decided to put that whole glow on it. So it's like a whole thing. But yeah, you're right. It gets out of control.
It gets out of control in Minority Report. He does it like crazy. Are you talking about like the washed out windows?
Munich is bad as well. It's a great movie, but it's terrible. Terrible glow over it. Lost World too, even.
Yeah, the intro is, when I'm watching, I'm thinking this took 20 years to write. Like this is what you came up with after 20 years. This is the scene you put first with India. Like he's in the trunk of a car, you throw him out. Like it's not like terrible, but it's like that took 20 years to write that scene, and then it's a very slow scene. It's weird, and then all of a sudden gets action heavy. But he's like Spider-Man now, and he's like 65 years old and swinging all around. But it's weird because after that scene, which looks completely off to me, like I can't explain. You just have to look at some screen grabs of the opening scene and you'll see what I'm talking about. It looks like a cartoon.
I know what you're talking about.
It goes back to the university, and for that 10 minutes, it feels like an Indiana Jones movie. Like that may be the best 10 minutes of the movie, and it's the introduction of Shia LaGay, who's not terrible in the movie. But
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I got to when the motorcycle crashes in the library, and like that whole scene feels like Indiana Jones, and you just see the first 20 minutes. We know how it goes from there. It gets even worse, but yeah, I don't know. So I just watched that again, and it's still bad. It
is, yeah. It's a hard one to rewatch.
Yeah, no, very hard to rewatch, and a very unsettling because it's just the memories of seeing it for the first time, and just we got Phantom Menace again. For me, it's that opening, the way the sky looks, especially like right when he gets out of the trunk of the car.
Exactly.
Like, introduced with he's introduced in this movie getting out of the trunk of a car with another man, and the sky looks weird. It looks weird in like Peru, and I think it's just because they were shooting green screens, but trying to make it look like it was an 80s movie shot on 80s film. I don't know if it was shot digitally or if they were just trying to replicate the cheesy effects. But during like the jungle chase, it's like either do slick CG or actually do real like model work and in rear screen projection. Don't try to do modern techniques trying to make it look like 80s techniques, because the part where they're at the college, I think they just shot at a college, and it's mostly just filming an actual location, and that's why that's the only part that looks like a real Indiana Jones movie.
And digital face replacement.
Did they do that? Because it looked like Shiloh was driving a lot of that.
No, there was a stunt man, and they threw Shia's face on there.
It's done well enough you don't notice it.
But one of the things that I feel like what they should have done for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull that would have been really fascinating and would have been wonderful to watch and a great throwback would have instead of doing all the CGI that they did, because the amount of CGI they do in the film is probably not unrealistic to the amount of special effects that was done in a past Indiana Jones film. The only difference is that it's done in a different way with modern day CGI. What they should have done with all the CGI, because there's a lot in the other ones, well, what they would call CGI, matte paintings. They should have done matte paintings.
They should have done matte paintings.
The old Indiana Jones was like all matte paintings. I mean, they did lots of digital replacement or matte painting replacement in the original films, and even like Temple of Doom is largely done in matte paintings. And so that would look so sick though, because it would be like a great throwback to have this like weird kind of like thing where you're looking at it and and it's kind of like it's kind of fake, but it's not.
I gotta assume they tried that and it didn't look right.
They should have still done it.
Well, I think it was limiting, and they still wanted to use the new toys and new options they had. Like in the jungle scene, they're trying to make CG jungle look like matte paintings, and it's one or the other. The mesh together just doesn't work. I would have preferred to just be.
No, see, for me, they threw it all away when they did full-on CGI monkeys.
Oh yeah, for me, that too, yeah.
Because that took it beyond the concept of we just aren't doing matte paintings. We're trying to do CGI, and went, no, we're doing CGI characters and creatures, and this is going to throw everything a fucking for a loop. You know what's interesting though, talking about special effects in Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, is there was an extra that played one of the Russian soldiers, and I think it's like some text in, and he like spoke about it like on a local newspaper or a website, and he said way too much of the movie, and Spielberg and Lucas went back to the film and digitally replaced him, got rid of him, pulled him actually out of shots, or went back and reshot sequences that they could reshoot, not with the principal actors, but with whatever extras they had that they could get back in costumes.
Wait, why?
And then
what did he do wrong?
Because he leaked too much information about the movie and in general, and he was an extra. He was like a nobody, and they were just like, "Fuck you, we're gonna like just completely ruin you," because he gave up too much information about that scene. Because that little scene is one of those second act, exposition scenes where you're at the tent. You see the skull. All the characters there. John Hurt's there. The main villain's there. Kate Blanchett, right?
Yeah, and they just CG'd him out. That's classic Lucas, by the way. That's classic
Yes.
George Lucas. Remember when Bai Ling, the hot kind of slutty Asian chick, was in episode 2, and then she appeared in Playboy.
No, episode 3.
Episode 3, and then she appeared in Playboy and was like, "You see, Star Wars is Bai Ling nude," and George is like, "No, take her out of the movie."
Oh, did he really?
Yeah,
Yeah, he did. And Spielberg actually had his artists at Amblin paint over all of Drew Barrymore's nude shots in her Playboy spread, and then he sent her back the magazine with it all properly digitally done, or at the time, whatever, artist rendered by like film artists, and like covering her up in like clothing and swimsuits and stuff like that.
that's actually really creepy, actually,
Yeah, why did he do that? That's weird.
because he was like a surrogate dad to her, and he was like, "Now, Drew, look,
So that means
how
he-
nice you'd look if you were just wearing
Yeah.
clothes."
I think he's
instead."
literally her godfather.
Yeah,
He still
that's-
stared at photos of her naked and was like, let's cover that up a little bit more. Yeah, cover that up more. Like,
Dirty, dirty girl.
you dirty drill.
Yeah, I fucking don't. That's the problem with the sensitized, safe Spielberg, is that like you're talking about the CGI monkeys. Yeah, the CGI monkeys were a problem because they were CGI. But in Raiders of the Lost Ark, fucking monkeys get poisoned to death, and it's like just that's just part of the job for Indiana Jones. Not cute monkeys helping out and then like totally being fine. None of those monkeys get hurt in Crystal Skull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Crystal Gay is the fall of Spielberg. I don't think he's really made it. I mean, he has made decent movies since, but nothing that's really interested me. I know Lincoln was supposed to be good. Haven't
It
seen
is.
it.
No, I saw it. It's good.
I haven't. Yeah, I don't know what I've seen of Spielberg.
Warhorse was supposed to be good. Haven't seen it.
Warhorse is like really good for like a PG war movie where it's like they literally show the Germans shooting guns and then cut to like British soldiers riding into battle, but you don't see them get hit, and then you see the Germans shooting guns, and then you see the horses passing the lines, and there are no more British soldiers on them.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, where are the soldiers? I mean, it's actually probably the best like war movie you could show a child.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's
Wasn't it
really
PG?
tamed down. I think it's PG.
And then he made a Big Fucking Gun, which I hate that. I hate that style of filmmaking. Just digital actors on a set, and he like just mocap. I don't like that.
Zemeckis.
Not a bad movie.
Did you see it with your kids?
Yeah, my daughter liked it a lot.
Okay, I actually don't even know the title. It's the BFG, but I thought is it
It's BFG, yeah.
Big
my
Fucking
daughter,
Gun.
the big fucking giant?
No, Big Friendly Giant.
Oh,
My,
okay. I've
daughter
never knew what the
liked
F stood
it.
for.
My daughter liked it, and I decided that if she liked it, I think it's really just like a more recent version of Spielberg, a less good version of E.T. And so I just went back and showed them E.T. and they actually liked E.T. a lot. And they were like, "Wow, this is fucking awesome!" I'm like, yes, because E.T.'s like that dark '80s kind of child movie, and I like that. I
Yes.
like all that dark shit.
Can we find ET without the walkie-talkies? Is it still just the gun? I mean,
Yeah. That version you're talking about, the 2005 special edition, that is actually hard to find. That's now a rare collector's edition.
No, they just made a
because
new
you
version
can't
of
find
it.
it anymore.
Didn't they just make a
no.
new version and take out the walkie-talkie thing, but they kept the CGI eye movements and stuff they added?
No, my understanding is that there's. I mean, I haven't found that. I'll look for the quote, I guess. But Spielberg said that he's actually appalled of doing that and doesn't want to ever have that version out again, and he wants only the original version for
Okay.
people to see.
That's better.
so the one you can buy now on Blu-ray has the guns in it.
Yes.
Yes, because if the government was ever chasing aliens, they should fucking bring guns, just in case.
I swear I was watching on Netflix like last year, and that version had the walkie-talkies.
It may have, but my understanding is that I have the Blu-ray and I have the old 2005 DVD, and the 2005 DVD is the only place I have found that I can buy the walkie-talkie version.
So does the new version still have the digital ET added in? Or is it?
No, nope.
They took it. They took it all out.
It's the 1982 movie, or as far as I remember.
I gotta get that shit.
So Felk, what have you been doing recently?
I bought a 4K television because there was a sale on an LG 4K TV, the TV that watches you watch it.
Fuck yeah.
Because LG got in trouble for that.
That was Samsung, I think. Was it
Was it-
LG too?
I thought it was LG. I don't really fucking care. I mean, they'll just know what terrible crap I watch on Netflix.
And then you sit there spread eagle naked every night.
So yeah, it was just a crazy deal, and got rid of one of my TVs. Finally accepted that the primary reason I've been hanging on to the TV I had in my living room, which was 1080p, is because it's 3D, and I have maybe 5 movies on 3D Blu-ray, including Gravity, and of course James Cameron's masterpiece, Avatar, which I have as a 2D Blu-ray as well, even though there's no reason to have it for both. And just accepted that 3D is not gonna catch on.
No, that's funny because Ballard's a huge advocate for 3D.
Are you still?
Oh yeah, ever since Captain EO.
That's not even like, it wasn't that just RG 3D. It wasn't just like
No. That was that old school, really good style where it was like clear. It was like white black kind of. NBC did it once for 30 Rock from the Sun, or sorry, Third Rock from the Sun. Yeah, they had Captain EO done the same way. They also did Honey, I Shrunk the Kids the same way. And what's her? I don't remember the actress that played the evil space queen.
Michael Jackson.
She's just no.
Hey, time out real quick. I last saw Captain EO like a couple years ago with my dad and my mom. We went to Disneyland.
Hooter.
Yeah.
And we went and saw Captain EO. And as soon as Michael Jackson turns around, his first line is something in a really high pitched voice, like "We're here,
Hooter."
Is it Hooter? Is it Hooter?
Well, he says Hooter, and it's like just hearing him say Hooter in his voice is unacceptable.
His first line, his intro is actually really badass, but his first line sounds so gay. My dad erupted into the highest laughter in the theater that was super serious, and I just busted up. I lost my shit. It was hilarious.
Wow, I have to listen to that. I guess I have to find somewhere. I don't remember it. I just remember this evil space queen's nails in 3D coming at me.
She's great. She's actually a great villain. Like that needs to be redone.
Totally, I agree. And I remember I ripped off my 3D glasses and I was just like, whoa, and it needed a reality check for a second. I was like very young, but I remember being like, whoa, whoa.
Angelica Houston?
Oh yeah, who is it? I don't remember even.
I don't know, but she comes out of like a bunch of cables in the roof, like an alien pretty much, like Alien Queen, and it comes down.
Yeah, she got them crazy ass fucking nails. Yeah, it is Angelica Houston. She plays the Supreme Leader. Oh wow. Wonderful.
His first line though is like something like, "We're here. This is Captain EO checking in."
God damn.
But his intro is a great fucking like pan up his whole costume, like the back of the head, he turns around, like a great hero shot.
I love the little orange creature character, and I actually remember going. That is.
Isn't that Hooter?
Yeah, Hooter's orange.
All I know is I literally remember going to the gift shop and being like, I need that in my Disneyland hotel bed tonight.
Hooter.
Where's he going?
His pants just came down.
No. Is he
shitting?
No, I think
is that the bathroom?
He's getting us. He's going to show us Hooter.
Oh,
that's Hooter.
That is Hooter.
Still got this guy. I gave him a little bit of a haircut way back in the day, but yeah, this is like I literally have only 2 stuffed animals left from when I was a kid. This guy and Baku, which was like a bad dream guy.
Probably so much bodily fluid absorbed by that thing.
I would just like to point out that we mentioned Hooter, and Ballard left his computer desk for 5 total seconds and came back with it.
Yeah.
That's how far away it is from me.
You produced that way too quickly.
Hooter on call.
That should be like, I have a Hooter in storage at my parents' house.
No, you don't store that shit. You store that shit, you lose that shit.
I have it at the ready in case I need Hooter at any moment.
You know what? Actually, so what this is, along with Baku, the reason I have the 2 stuffed animals is they are nuclear bombs in my house. Okay, when that bad dream hits and I have nothing I can do, warm milk doesn't work, hanging out in the room, putting the TV on doesn't work, like that mega bad dream, boom, and they're gonna be like, both kids will be like, what is this crazy? Oh my god, oh daddy, you're the best.
He's snuggling with his Hooter right now.
He looks like a mutant rat. He's not a friendly looking character. That tail is
do you not recall the actual movie? Because he is quite the friendly character.
In the movie he is, but that stuffed animal's scary.
Yeah, that stuffed animal looks like Salacious Crumb.
Your butthole is scary.
Billy, do you know who Salacious Crumb is?
Salacious Crumb is... Give me a hint.
Jabba.
Oh, yeah. He definitely looks like Salacious Crumb. The little rat guy that hangs around.
Yeah. That can be made into a cute plush toy too, but I wouldn't recommend it as like your go-to nuclear weapon to neutralize your kids' unhappiness.
Ballard shows his kids Frozen while they're teething.
No, I don't. My wife did, and it works, by the way.
I'm going to try it. My kid's teething right now.
So, life hack.
Life hack. Frozen. Teething. Wait, explain this to me. So your kid's teething, instead of giving him like ice or like a frozen thing to chew, you just put on the movie, and the movie just soothes them.
That worked, yeah. But sometimes we would already try other things, and they would just like grab it and just be like, "Fuck this," and throw it to the ground. It'd be like,
of course.
not even entering my hands is this icy cold thing you're handing me.
You put on Frozen, and that just like keeps him calm for 15 minutes.
Oh, the winter ice and so do. Yeah, and the fucking first song starts up, and the kids just like lock onto it. That's it. And then we hand them like a frozen bagel, and then they're like, "Oh, what's this fucking cinnamon raisin bagel you got?" And then they start chewing on it. It feels good in their gums, and it works their teeth through. Helps them out. But
Nice.
yeah, the incisors weren't so crazy, but molars were bad. Everyone says molars are bad, but canines were fucking brutal. And people say canines are easiest, and I was like, nope.
Here's what I don't get. Babies fucking teeth hard and like they're very uncomfortable, but like when your next set of teeth come in, I don't remember being uncomfortable all the time.
No, but that just goes to show how like lame and baby you are as a baby. Like, this hurts, this fucking hurts, and you're like get over it. My tummy's gassy. I'm gonna fucking scream. You know, like when they're little children and shit.
God, you guys have memories that far back? I don't even remember my teeth coming in. I just remember having teeth. I don't remember losing teeth or any of that.
Yeah,
shit.
no, that's what we're talking about.
You came into consciousness around 10.
I'm like Robin Williams in Hook, where like I just don't remember before like age 10, and I just don't think that's unusual.
No, really? You don't remember before age 10
I mean,
anything?
some, but like it's pretty fucking hazy, pretty fucking spotty.
The hardest part about having a small child is when they're under 2, you're showing them all this shit and you're taking them places, but they don't fucking remember it.
No.
You're just wasting your fucking time.
That's why we haven't done Disneyland yet, even though I've like been desperately wanting to do it because
No, I'm waiting until like 4 years
What's the
old.
fucking point? Well, I read a lot of mommy blogs that were like, you know, when to take your kid to Disneyland. Some people were like, take them right when they're born because it's Disneyland, and then other people are like I took my 1-year-old to Disneyland. It was the stupidest thing I ever could do. It was the kid had too many naps. It was a waste of time. We spent more money there than we ever expected because we were running back and forth the entire time, whatever. And then there were like other moms who were like, I've been taking my kids there, you know, ever since they were 1, and it's been great. So I mean, I feel like it's kind of like how your family gels is really what works. But for me, it's like I would need to put more focus into things, and I know like my wife and I are kind of similar in that way, and I would just feel like, you know, we'd be more stressed than anything at this age, at least early age. And then they're not gonna, it's not worth the photo to show them, be like, hey, remember you were 1 year old? Remember that? And then you were like in Mickey's arms. Do you remember that? And it's like,
Nope.
no, I don't remember that, Dad. You don't fucking remember that? Well, you should have.
That was a waste of $75.
Yeah, for Mickey, just for that, you know, for the 5 minutes.
You could have just photoshopped a baby pic of them into like Mickey and been like, look, do you remember this? Do you remember?
But for some people, whatever, that's what they want.
Roll on.
I mean, I've seen photos where there's people like, you know, boyfriends recording their girlfriends coming through the door at a Mickey Mouse like hotel suite, and it's like, babe, come in, and she's like wearing a princess dress. She's like, oh my god, look at this stuff, yeah! And there's like a tiara on the bed, and she picks it up. She's like, it's for me, it's for me.
How old are these people? What are you talking about? I'm very confused.
She's like 25. You should look these up. They're terrible. It's like these boyfriends who are like filming their girlfriends coming in the door of a suite and finding the gift package that the Disney representatives left for them on the bed and losing their shit because they
People
think
are
they're actual
fucking
princess.
morons, dude.
And they have the fucking, what is it called? Not the tiara, but it's the scepter. They get little scepters and like, it's my princess scepter. Woo!
The last time I was at Disneyland was I was probably 22 and like went with like my college girlfriend, and I think my parents were in town, and it's when I realized Disneyland sucks. It's 90% of it. No, it does. 90% of what makes
100%.
Disneyland cool is that it smells like fresh baked cookies down Main Street, and it has there's some good production value, but just it's the crowds ruined that place. The caliber of people. When Disneyland opened, you used to look at the fucking photos. There were people wearing suits and ties. It was an event. Everyone's gonna be
It
nice.
was, and it still is.
Yeah, everyone just wore suits and ties back then. Disneyland is fucking great. There's nothing wrong with it. It's
great.
Just don't go on the weekend. You're fine.
And the other thing I hear is on July 4th after 9 o'clock, it's practically just like open. Like it's just wide open because all the parents have to go home. They're like, fuck it. The kids have been out all day. I gotta get them the fuck to bed. I gotta get my fucking wine, and then they like bounce. And then like, if you're just like 14 or older, you're just like, wow. And you're sprinting to Splash Mountain. You're sprinting to Star Wars. You're sprinting, back to Pirates. You're sprinting to Jungle, fucking Cruise. And then you're hitting that a whole bunch of times in a row because it's fun.
Yeah, we had passes and we would just go on Sunday at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You'd ride a ride while it was still crowded, but then you'd go get dinner, and there's, they serve alcohol in California Adventure.
Oh, I see. I haven't experienced that place really at
so
all
we
yet.
do that, and then after dinner, the place is fucking empty. I go ride Splash Mountain 5 times, Space Mountain 5 times. We just ride a couple rides, and we go home, and we do that like every other weekend, and you're set. You're fine.
Crushing it and cruising it.
Crushing and cruising.
Brushing and bruising.
I'd rather go to Vegas for the 20th time than go to Disneyland once.
That's a good time too, man.
I'd rather go to a shitty strip club than Disneyland.
Well, speaking of Vegas, I watched Naked and Afraid XL, and I thought it was an interesting season to come, and that's about it. One guy
Explain
already
what
left.
the show is real fast.
Naked and Afraid XL is when they take all the Naked and Afraid past participants.
No, explain what naked. No, explain what Naked and Afraid is in the first place.
Okay, well, Naked and Afraid is when you're just naked and you gotta chill for 21 days out in the wild.
It's a reality TV show.
And with another person, it's a guy and a girl.
It's a
And
reality
TV show.
Is it a competition show? Or are they competing?
It's a survival show. You're competing to survive. That's about it. I don't know if they make many money. Anyways, and they never talk about it in the show. I'm sure there's something going on, but they don't mention it in the show. The's no like mention of a prize money.
It's
or
a
anything
flat
like that.
fee then, probably.
It probably is. It's more about like what you gain morality wise.
Yeah.
So, anyways, XL is more than 2 people. It's actually it's over a lot longer period of time. I think it's like 40 days or something like that, or 42 days. And I think it's 40 days, and it's like I think like 12 people or some shit, or I don't know. I honestly I watched it and I was in the background. It's probably the only thing I watched this week. But yeah, somebody got ejected, and it looks like there's like snakes and shit and crazy animals around. It'll be fucking crazy season. So
I have never watched an episode, but I did read like an article about one of the male contestants. He caught something from like a bug bite or something that it was in his ear, and it basically just like half rotted his ear away. It was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Was that they deal with that on the show, or is that just after the show?
Well, this season, I think of the XL, they showed that there's going to be some bacteria skin eating and shit like that.
Nice.
Okay, well they shouldn't do that.
It's crazy. Well, no, it's crazy. Anyways, whatever. But it's a fun show. I like it, and I like the XL the most because it's more of like you're following a serial versus a series rather than a whole bunch of individual episodes. You follow one long season line storyline, and then eventually all the groups are currently broken up into 3s, and then they group up together. And then I think it's 12. So it's 4 groups of 3, and then they group up together at the end usually. The last 2 seasons they have, so hopefully this season they do as well.
So speaking of naked people,
Where's this going?
Yeah.
maybe the show topic.
Yep.
Cue music.
Report preliminary findings.
Not worried about her. We gotta keep him gagged.
Cool Boy Nation, pop your cocks and drop your tops.
It might be interesting and important for you to know.
It's time for our Cool Boy show topic.
Hey, I like that.
Spoilers.
No sweat.
So cool.
Well, that brings us to our show topic, another technologically themed episode, VR and VR porn. Woo! So, well, before I kind of explain, because I do have an Oculus Rift and have spent quite a bit of time in both VR games and VR porn. What are your guys' experience with VR? Have you even like tried like a demo?
None.
Ballard's done none. We were talking about this beforehand. I've actually tried a couple games in VR on the HTC Vive.
Yep.
Is that something?
That's theoretically the best VR console you can buy.
Yeah, we have a whole room set up at my work, and I've played on it, and I think it's fucking amazing. I felt sick for 15 minutes after I played it, so I don't know like how long I could be in VR, but I think it's definitely the future. I think it's definitely amazing. I was shooting arrows at people charging at my castle, and I felt like I was gonna fall off 15 feet, like for reals. Like it's definitely a cool thing. I've never.
Did you feel like you were killing people? Like, did you actually feel like when you were shooting somebody? Like, did you feel like, oh my god, I just fucking killed somebody? It felt great.
Well, the game I was playing was very cartoony, so no. But I was like pulling my arrow and firing it.
But that's probably why they make them cartoony, huh?
Well, so yeah, that's for the there's a PC mod, not officially supported, but a PC mod for, of course, the PC version of GTA 5, because it does have a first-person mode, and people have said like, this is fun in third person, mowing down hookers, shooting random pedestrians. When you're doing it in VR with the level of realism that game can render in, it's a little weird. It feels wrong. And
have you tried it? You tried it?
No, I don't. I just haven't bought the game, and I don't have. I just have the Rift. I don't have the controllers. I don't have the proper controllers yet.
Oh yeah.
I've played GTA 5 in first person mode on the PS4 on a 60-inch TV and sitting fairly close to it, and it's. When you're in first-person mode, it feels really weird when you grab someone and pull them out of the car and then hack them with the machete and then like shoot them in the head and then light them on fire with gasoline and then peel away and look at them in the distance as they burn and you drive away gunning down other like people on the side of the road. It's really intense.
Am I the only one that plays GTA as like the hero?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys just kill innocent people all the time?
I mostly use Trevor because his dialogue meshes with what I'm doing.
Yes. So in the last one, if I was going to spend 15 minutes just killing people, I would just switch over to Trevor because I would feel justified doing that.
That was my big problem with 4 is that
I love Trevor.
With GTA 4 with Nico, like I'd be like just like driving down with like 5 cop cars chasing me, driving down fake New York, tossing grenades out the back of my car and watching them explode behind me, and then Nico would go, "I promised myself I wouldn't kill anybody here." Like it's like hey, watch where you're going, and it's like this character doesn't mesh with what I'm making him do. Whereas that's why they gave you Trevor for 5 so that you could do that shit.
That's why I hear Watch Dogs 2 sucks because of that kind of like.
Yeah, well, I think with GTA, what I just do is I don't really gun people down or kill people. I usually just jack a car and then I gun it to an airplane. And then when I get to an airplane, by that point I have like 3 or 4 stars, and I'm doing dog rolls and getting shot at by helicopters, and and then I crash into it like some area of the map, whether it's downtown LA or in the forest or hills, and then I like if I bail out in time, I parachute, and then I get into a last stand shoot off with the cops until I get mowed down, and I call it rampaging. I
love that you're still playing that game like 5 years after it came out.
Lots of people are.
I played it today.
Yeah, but they're playing it online. Yeah. Ballard is still playing single player mode like 5 years later.
Have you not beaten it? Have you not gotten to the final mission?
Oh no, I've beaten it many times, but yeah, I just like to play it. Like I just like to drive around and then get to a plane and then fly a plane and crash it.
Yeah, online is huge right now. I mean, it's still going, and it's like Warcraft basically, where they can just keep adding content, so you never run out of it.
I think GTA 6 will be all online. It might just be GTA Online.
Yeah.
And
if they Battlefront me, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I think it's gonna happen.
It's fantastic, man. I'm telling you, like getting in there and doing heist with other players, like it's a fucking fun time.
Do you know the amount of money they've made from online is 5 times more than every other Grand Theft Auto game, including the single player version of 5, because it launched originally just single player combined. 5 times more, all of them combined. And that was like 2014 stats. So it's got to, because people
what the fuck are people buying, like skins,
those shark
like
cards.
Vehicles?
Well, you just it's an in-game currency, and you can throw real money into it. So people are.
See, I survived by them having that huge delay where like once it got running, they gave me like $5 million in my bank account, so I was able to buy like cars and condos.
I mean, I dicked around in it, but I never really got into it.
Nice. But let's get back to VR.
Yeah, what kind of games on VR? Like, what kind of games on VR did you like play? You guys, or have you guys played that you liked a lot?
So for me, like some of the best VR experiences are just more or less like walking simulators, where they're basically glorified demos. That's as far as I really got. Too much of the VR experience that I've experienced is built around you're in a stationary place and stuff kind of happens around you, because the second you start to like be able to move yourself, if you're like simulating like kind of a roller coaster or a park ride or something where the game is controlling your movement and you're just in a cart and you're moving, you can acclimate to that. And if you're just sitting in one still environment and swiveling around, and the Xbox, the Oculus Rift comes with an Xbox One controller. So like that's how I've interacted with all the games I've played. It's fine when you're in a stationary position, but as soon as you start moving around, like I fired up Minecraft, seems like a pretty safe game. That's E for everyone. How could it possibly be a problem for me? And I immediately was like nauseous, because as soon as you start walking, that's when you're walking and you're not actually walking and you're controlling where you're going. That's when I got kind of queasy.
Yep.
Is it better than it sounds? Because it sounds really boring.
No.
When you're in it, dude, like it feels like this is the future. Like this is what's gonna happen. This is what our kids are gonna grow up on. Like they're gonna look back at a paddle and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
I feel the same way for 20 minutes or maybe an hour at max. I feel like this is so fucking cool. This is the future. Why don't I use this thing more? And then I start feeling queasy, and then I take the thing off and I realize my entire face is dripping with sweat, and gross. I have to lie down. So one of the first experiences I had with the Oculus Rift, it was just like a journey. VR for me started with VR porn on the phone using the shitty Google Cardboard things, and then I got a bigger phone that was on sale, like a Nexus 6 on Amazon, just to have like a secondary phone, just in case mine broke, because I didn't have one, and also just for VR porn, and that was cool.
I have so many questions about that, by the way.
The tracking on
we're burying the lead here. VR porn. Let's just get to this.
No. Let me finish, because the using the phone to do VR, the only thing I tried with was VR porn, where you just literally put a video on the phone and it's playing in a player.
The idea of putting a phone like 2 inches from my face and going, "Oh, I'm in VR," is so dumb.
You can buy like cheap ass $20 headsets that work with any phone. So it goes in. You have to have a headset. You can't hold the phone right in front of your face.
I know, but it still would feel like a phone right in front of my face.
That's what it is.
Scratches and fingerprints.
It was pretty shitty, and the head tracking does not work very well. So it's even with just porn with like video, you're moving that thing all around. So for other reasons, for editing stuff, I was upgrading my PC, and I realized that, hey, all I need is a slightly better graphics card, $400. That would make me Oculus Rift available. Oculus is $600. The graphics card works for what I need it for. So it was kind of a plunge I took. And the motivation was, I bet porn looks fantastic, because a phone can barely, because most of those videos come in, they're usually about 2K. If you can find them good, I mean, you have to look, and a lot of them are just, every VR porn site offers 5-minute demos up the ass. So you have content for free just to begin with anyways, but the phone can barely play those. The PC can handle them just fine. But when I set up the Oculus and everything, the tech demos where it keeps you in one place, and it's just like, oh, it's a fucking T-Rex right in front of you. That's the Oculus Rift. It's like you're on their demo is like, first to put you on a submarine to show how you can look around, and then it's like you're in a natural history museum and there's a T-Rex right in front of you, and it feels like you're standing there and a T-Rex is right in front of you, because the stereo, it's not just the video that moves when you look around, it's the fact that the audio in the headset is pretty much perfect. When you tilt your head just a teeny little bit, the audio adjusts, so it works. And one of the first games I tried out was Project Cars, which is like a VR. Well, it's actually just a racing sim that works with VR, kind of like Gran Turismo, but even more accurate. And I download the game. It looks fucking fantastic. You look up, down. You feel like you're in the car itself. I picked like a car I'd actually driven before, a Scion FRS. Picked PCH, an actual highway I've driven down. Was driving down this thing, and I look around, and it just feels, it's incredible. It feels like I'm actually driving. It feels like I'm actually in this car driving on the highway, and it's wonderful. And then I speed up, and I try to take a turn a little too tight, and I spin out in VR in the car. And I thought my heart had stopped. I felt so fucking.
Oh, dude, you literally felt like what Thandie Newton felt when she looked into Tom Cruise's eyes in Mission Impossible 2.
Pretty much. So, and I felt like I was going to throw up immediately, and I took off the headset. I spun around in my desk chair and headed for the restroom, And I took one step and my knee just buckled as the room felt like it was spinning around me, and I fell to the ground, and I I swear to you, could not get up for about 2 minutes.
See, that's what's fucked up about VR. That's fucked up.
Because I felt like I'd been in a car crash.
Yeah, it's insane.
Well, I want to just let for the audience to know, I am switched now to red wine. I'm on a glass of red wine right now from an unknown brand, similar to Nolan's.
To summarize, basically, that experience was the weirdest experience I had in VR until I tried a VR porn where I had a black cock.
Before we get into VR porn, just one more thing I want to ask about regular VR. What are like VR events like? Like I would say, like going to a concert, or do they have like museums or roller coasters and like amusement parks and stuff like that? Like, what's that like?
So
you stopped the black cock story to interrupt it with that.
The cock blocked us.
You cock blocked us, man.
The cock block can, because he mixes it with love and makes
the world go round like cock. So
who can take a cock, mix it with a drop of happy?
You know what always bothered me about that scene is Charlie's got his Charlie's got his face.
Old Pappy. Always like to get so down and
Is this Willy Wonka?
This is Willy Wonka. What always bothered me about that scene is that Charlie's poor and he can't afford candy, and he's like outside the candy shop and he's looking in to fucking see the candy man singing that goddamn song, and he's just giving candy away freely to children. Why doesn't Charlie just go in and get some free candy? Instead, he waits till the song's over and then goes in, and the candy man's like, "You got any money?"
Well, have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
It's answered in the last scene, right? Charlie's a pussy.
Yeah, Charlie is a pussy. And a fucking liar and a thief.
And Wonka calls him out.
Yeah.
But he's like, but you know what? Pussies make the world go round.
He's a liar and a thief who disobeys rules and steals from Willy Wonka, and yet he's still the best of all of Willy Wonka's options, because all the other kids are such little shits. Except the one who's just fat. The first one who dies just dies because he's fat. And he dies. Don't tell me he's okay, because he gets stuck in that tube and it's full of chocolate. You can't breathe chocolate. He's suffocated.
Yeah, well, I bet he tastes delicious now.
Yeah.
Back
and
to VR.
the other kid gets like turned little by TV, and they fucking stretch him out. That's torture. Willy Wonka was a monster. That is a horrible movie. Don't ever show it to your kids.
I agree with you. I don't watch it.
That movie has a chicken having its head cut off. In a children's movie, you can't show you for fucking like The Revenant. They had to CGI buffalo. Can't hurt an animal for our movie, but in the 70s, we need to just murder this chicken for our children's movie. Let's just kill it and put it in a weird scene in a tunnel.
It was to teach them lessons.
Lesson taught.
Yeah.
yeah. Chickens. All I know is that we had chickens come into our front yard, and my daughter thought they were really cool, and then she asked, "Oh, can we eat them now?" And so I was just like, "Oh, maybe not these ones."
She had the right answer. She understands that's not a friend; it's food.
She did, and we don't butcher chickens or anything. So
yeah, she needs to understand the difference between seeing a chicken and knowing that's food, and seeing like your dogs and knowing that like those are friends.
Can you kill chickens in VR?
We never answered if a concert or a roller coaster were cool in VR.
Yeah, we got sidetracked
because
you started singing Candyman or something.
Have you done that? Have you done that?
We got
before,
way sidetracked.
Yes, so the Oculus Rift has like like a store with games and all kinds of stuff. No porn on the Oculus Rift store. You have to get that from a third party, of course. But they do have like
bogus.
They have events and stuff, and some of the events are like, here you're at a fucking Knicks game, and like front, courtside seats. Of course, it's not live; they don't stream that live, so it's like 20 minutes of a game from God knows how long ago. Yeah, here you are mountain climbing. Here you are.
Get your nuts here. You want your nuts? Who wants your nuts? Get your nuts here. Who wants nuts?
Is that your New York accent?
Yeah, what's happening?
No, that's my vendor accent. I think all vendors come from the same like vendor island somewhere. Yeah. Who wants nuts? I got popcorn. You want your popcorn?
And they have,
who wants popcorn?
Think about the vendor. And so they have like
Who wants cinnamon and sugar?
They have a
We got
whole-
cinnamon and sugar here.
Who's selling
Where
cinnamon
the
and
fuck
sugar?
are you? What events are
what's-
you going to where vendors with Cockney accents sell cinnamon and sugar?
Pour it on your
just
hand
powder.
directly, and then you mix it. You mix it together, and then you lick it off your
God damn it!
your hand.
It's 30 seconds I'm trying to get through here. Is just there's other events like NASA has a channel, so there's like front row seat at the space shuttle. You're up in space, just looking down the Earth. There's all kinds of like live events.
Segue.
So Felk, space takes us straight into VR porn.
So, all right,
Great
well,
segue.
I feel like I've been talking too much. And just to clarify, the number one event on Oculus Rift events is that your front row speech at an Obama, or your front row seats at an Obama speech on energy. It is a like 90-minute speech where he just talks. Somehow that's number one. That's the most watched event they have.
Cool.
Hot. That's super hot.
When you could be fucking porn stars. You can be fucking
Yeah,
Adriana
so-
Chekik anally.
How is it? Let me know, because you're the only one that's done it here.
So you haven't done so at your office. You haven't been able to do VR porn.
No.
What do you guys? All right. So since
I'm scared. I would be scared to try that. Actually, like I'd be scared to be like have a headset on and be jerking it and have someone walk in and see me with the headset. That'd be like, that's my biggest fear in life, I think.
Just stand there naked,
Yeah.
dong out, spread eagle a little bit with your arms out like this. Just
you try the HTC,
you know?
the HTC like definitely it takes up all your vision. With the Rift, you can kind of still see below you, so you can do like where you lean back and look down and kind of get a feel for who's around you. But yeah, people
Not
can sneak
as
up on you.
immersive.
It's not as immersive, but I mean, I don't have anyone who's going to walk in on me, so I'm not too scared that somebody's seeing me jerk it. That's not too much of a problem. But what do you think?
Yeah, can
What do you
imagine
think it's like?
Parents of the future, like just jacking off, thinking
Yeah,
they're alone,
I'm
and then their
more-
kid in their, like their soccer costume comes back in after their game. You know, I made like 2 goals, and they're just like, see you, and you're just naked.
It's gonna be the other way around, dude. It's me, you, and I walking in on our sons who are just sitting
Oh,
there
Jesus
greasing their
Christ.
fucking gators in their room with headsets on.
Oh my god.
So I guess my one question is, do you come while the mask is still on? Like, does it just go everywhere?
Yeah, you have to rip it off.
Well, I mean, if you're having it go everywhere when you're coming and you need to like have your eyes open and like direct it, that's a lot more cum than I'm able to produce. So bravo. For me, it's like there's that safe zone of like your solar plexus. Joe Rogan does a bit on about that, how it's like there's like a spot on your body where you can safely come. And that's right from like belly button to the cock area, and I feel like you're already aiming for that even without being able to see it. So you're safe. It doesn't make a mess. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I aim for the fan vent on my hard drives.
Yeah, that's.
See, I'm just standing up, and it just goes wherever it goes. So what the VR mask would be. I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
If that was the way you like masturbated and came, I would have to change your name to Landslide.
Landslide. The problem with just letting go and spreading it everywhere is afterwards, you have a huge mess to clean up, and like that just takes away all the sexiness of it. But is it sexy? I don't know.
I just lay down straight on the couch.
Oh, I'll never sit on your fucking
I'm
couch.
kidding.
Well, Felk, okay, so Felk, you're the only one of us that's actually done any VR porn. So I got some questions for you.
Yeah,
so,
please do, because I want to get your
one-
perspective on what you think VR porn is like before I tell you that.
I'm interested. I guess I'm more interested in the virtual reality part, not in like who you're doing or what acts are actually being done. But I guess, how about this? I guess for acts being done, I might as well just get that out of the way. So, have you ever done anything in a porn that you haven't done or wouldn't do to somebody in person?
I'm the wrong guy to ask that question to.
Yeah, he's a dirty man.
How about this? Is there something that you have seen in virtual reality porn that you are kind of like surprised, like, oh, that's actually there? All right.
Not really, because almost every major porn provider has their own like VR channel or VR category. So Kink has one. So like Kink will do their VR stuff, although they seem to have stopped doing it as much. It's mostly Naughty America. I'd say it's pretty soft. It's mostly just fucking. They haven't got they're at the point where it's still like a novelty just for each girl. So like the first time I had a black cock, because they are smart enough to realize that most of the people who are buying these are like, it's one thing to watch a porn with a guy who's got like a cock that's clearly not your cock. It's a totally different thing to look down and see it right where your cock is supposed to be. You do have to like, you want to empathize with it. Obviously you want a giant cock, but if it's like, there's like, I actually have not seen VR porn with an uncircumcised cock. And I feel like they just did the math and said, how many are uncircumcised in America? How many are circumcised? Let's not do uncircumcised.
So no Emmanuel Ferreira.
No, I mean, you wouldn't. Honestly, you wouldn't.
You know, it will, in time you will have one. Then
you think?
I think that the circumcised cock is a dying breed, gentlemen.
But yeah, but Manuel's.
It's coming back apparently.
The uncircumcised cock is coming back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the circumcised cock is dying.
I think.
Really?
I think at least I know 2 out of 3 of us live in the perfect cut area. I don't know about 1 of the third.
Me, I'm cut.
So we're all perfect cut.
I'm perfect cut.
Noel, you're what?
I am the perfect cut.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
I have 0 foreskin. Period.
Yeah, and I got mine. I had it done twice.
What?
I had it done twice.
What, later on in life?
No, just as a baby. It's a story I've been told is that they decided they needed to do even a little bit more because there was just so much of it. It was like it was like a second cock made of just flesh.
I hear that's common though. That's common.
Wow.
Sometimes the doctor doesn't cut enough off on the first cut.
Felk, that's awesome.
You want to do it right.
That happened to you, Felk. That's great. Well, so what do you think? Do you think you'd ever watch a circumcision in VR?
I mean, it wouldn't. I watch VR based. I watch what VR porn I have. I got it up like all the ones I have, and
I think you missed the question.
Would I ever suck a circumcised cock in porn?
Would you ever?
Well,
watch a circumcision?
Answer the question, Phil.
What was the question?
Would you? Would you
watch a circumcision in VR? What was the question? I didn't understand what you were asking me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Would you?
It was a horrific experience.
What if it was your cock?
Yeah. No.
And you were a baby.
You are thinking too far outside the box in terms of creating VR content right now.
Hey, artists will go there someday. Yeah. Artists will.
The big problem with VR porn is just that it's video. And I wish they could just like figure out a way to body scan all the hottest porn stars and dedicate the resources that Pixar and Weta and all those fuckers can do.
Does it feel better than just straight jacking off when you have a VR mask on? Does it feel like you might actually be closer to having real sex as opposed to just stroking your?
Yeah. Yes. Well, no. It's still a hand on your cock, and it's your hand. So, like, until they invent some fucking device that goes in your cock and sucks it just the way the porn star is sucking it in the movie you're watching, ultimately it's still just masturbation with the video close to your face. The key thing that people do who haven't tried VR porn don't expect, and this is what took me like so by surprise, is that it's not like you think it's like watching a 3D movie. It's not. It's like you're there. So when the girl like gets on you, her face is like against your face. You're seeing that perspective, and it feels like there is a girl on top of you riding you visually. The catch is that because there are so many fucking headsets and they're shooting VR porn right now, mainly for a mobile phone or audience, is that the perspective's never quite right. And I think it's just some of the camera. Like it's great to like, I love Megan Rain. I love Mia Malkova has done so many. She's absolutely beautiful. And it's so crazy to see her right in front of you. The catch is I know in real life, she is not 9 feet tall. And that's how she seems in most of the VR porn. She seems like when she's standing in front of you naked, it's like, oh, this is so cool. The 3D is perfect. She looks like just like her body, except she is like at the fucking ceiling, like of my apartment. Like she's like 10 feet tall in the air. And it's like, you can adjust it. And then like, she's the right height and she's 5'6", but then the rest of the room looks like it's fucking in Doctor Strange where it's like bending and the walls are turning into each other and stuff. It's like some MCS or shit. So like they can't quite figure out the perspective. And once they work that out, it'll definitely be the future. But it's still in a teething process.
So I wanted to ask you, what's it like to have then sex like with another organ? So like, have you ever had sex have you ever been a chick getting fucked, or did you ever know any girls getting fucked but using dicks?
We talked about this in private briefly, but yeah. So there is one porn that I accidentally downloaded because I was just clicking on the girl's name, where it is from her perspective, and Xander Corvus fucks her. You know who Xander Corvus is? He's a porn star.
I know who he is.
So I that was the first time I've ever looked down, and probably ever will.
Didn't he get HIV?
I think he was on the list of people who had to get tested, and he was cleared. But he had just fucked a porn star who did a female porn star in an anal scene who had it, and that's why he was like, "Don't do any scenes with this guy." And then he had to prove that he didn't have it, and then he's back on. He's still in porn now.
He tested negative for HIV.
Yeah.
And I now know who you're talking about. Yeah, I recognize him.
And I've also experienced what it's like to have a Bella Danger's body and have him fuck me.
Yeah, how was that?
Well, I didn't watch too much of it, but it was very weird to look down and just see tits and a pussy. That was very, very, very weird. And that was
liberating.
And that was the only time I've done that. There's no cock sucking because that doesn't work in VR. There's no pussy eating from the male perspective either, because it would just be basically like a flesh colored block of video obscuring everything. It's mostly looking down and getting a blowjob, looking down and fucking or being ridden.
Speaking of flesh eating pussy, I think we talked about this before. Do any of you guys watch the scenes in porn where the guy's just eating the girl out?
Sometimes.
No.
I mean,
what's the turn on there?
Like WoW girls and like some of the like the classier, well, not really porn fidelity, but like the stuff where it's like it's maybe even for women, where it's like they're just beautiful women and it's shot really nice.
Sometimes it's like 20 minutes long. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Just get on with the hammering. Get the jackhammer started and let's go.
I don't care for it. It's kind of bugs me. I just skip ahead.
Yeah, of course.
Like I love it. I like the new Pornhub thing where they have like the chapters. And it's like, all right, skip. I'll just move on to whatever's next. Oh, titty fuck, sweet.
Porn art. I see. I'm so out of it.
Yeah,
I didn't know
porn art
has chapters.
Well, it has like the little chapter markers in the sequence. You can kind of see, and it's like, and when you go over it, it says like whatever it is.
I think you have like a chapter fetish thing. You have like a thing.
Chapter fetish.
You have a thing for chapters. You were adding chapters to this podcast. You were adding, when you were doing your project of digitally converting your DVDs, you made sure that they all had chapters embedded in them. You really like chapters, and that's fine. I'm just curious why you like chapters.
I like chapters. I like little tiny goals. I like little vignettes. I like stories.
Like
and then I like the idea of sectionalizing a story. Like when I watch movies, like a 2-hour movie, I think about it like, all right, how do I get 4 episodes out of this?
Yeah.
Or if I watch like an hour movie, I think how do I get 3 episodes out of this and go with like 320s. But yeah, I do that.
I like chapter titles on DVDs. That's a lost art.
Yeah, me too. I like coming up with chapter titles.
The chase ensues.
Yeah, things like that. That's great. Yeah.
A troubling surprise.
A troubling surprise.
Tommy goes to the florist.
All right, how are we gonna wrap this up?
Well, all right. Well, then, Felk, Felk, you talked about once about a chick who got fucked using a dick. Talk about her.
So bringing into the perspective that like when I did have the one downloaded by accident that was from the chick's perspective getting fucked by a guy, and I was like, well, I don't need this, but I'll keep it around just in case. And on more than one occasion, I've had women in my apartment who I've casually mentioned, that's they it's the Oculus Rift is right on my desk, and they see it like, what the fuck is that torture mask, that gas mask looking thing? I'm like, that's a VR headset. Like, wow, what is it? And they want to see it. And of course, inevitably, I mentioned I do have VR porn, and they have both. Everyone I've shown it to has I've said like, well, I have one that's like from the girl's perspective since they're women, and they have no interest in seeing that either. They're like, no, I want to see. Oh, they recognize the porn star's name on the list I have, and it's like, oh, Julia Ann, I want to see her. Oh, wow. And looked like one in particular looked down and was like, saw the cock, and it's like, oh my God, it's a cock.
That's why all girls are lesbians.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
Or they all wish they had dicks.
She was really excited to look down and see a dick. It wasn't a disturbing. It was just like a fun new perspective. But it was very interesting that, as a guy, I want to see from the guy's perspective and fuck chicks. Yet for two ostensibly straight, or in one case bisexual women, had no interest in being a chick in VR porn and fucking some random creepy guy named Xander Corvus. They wanted to be a guy, see a cock where they'd never seen it before, and fuck a chick. So,
well, that's the fantasy in it all, right?
I guess.
In the end, I mean, that's the reason why we play GTA. You know, it's like none of us want to do any of that. It's just kind of I don't actually ever want to fly a plane. I'd be scared shitless flying a plane. You know, maybe after like many hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
That's not the part of GTA that you're supposed to find disturbing. The skydiving and skateboarding and plane stuff is all stuff you can do. It's the murdering hookers that's supposed to be unsettling to you.
And yeah, exactly. And I don't like, you know, but like I would do that, you know, obviously in real life. It's just like, I guess the fantasy of just doing that people get into. So it makes sense that someone would do that. They would want to, like, you know, like a chick would want to be like, I want to see what it looks like to fuck. Like, just fucking drill. I want to see what that looks like. Because I got to say, you know, drilling's pretty fucking, it's a pretty wonderful thing. Bottoming out. Talking bodies. I guess that's that.
Bottoming. I lost you on that last 30 seconds.
All systems ready. 3, 2, 1.
I saw him out walking with his girl.
Talking bodies. Yeah. Talking bodies.
Oh, yeah.
As always, Talking Bodies has us discuss the mega hotties. And tonight,
Super babes.
I'm a pretty big fan recently of Emily Bloom. You should look that name up. She's another Czech girl, basically perfect. She's kind of like Emily Ratajkowski, where she's like just like a porcelain doll. But she started with the Hegri sites and like Peter Hegri, and then now she's doing Playboy Plus, and she's Czech, I think. She's basically perfect female body. Emily
Czech
Bloom.
girls are always nice.
I'm Czech.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
No wonder you're gay.
That's why I'm perfect. That's why my tits are perfect and my pussy is just like freshly.
Oh, this is a really white. She's very white.
Yeah, porcelain.
Very white.
She's kind of homely looking, but I can see why you're attracted to her. She has big jugs.
Yeah, but she's not like thick. She's big jugged and thin, which reminds me of Emily Ratajkowski.
She's my style, thin with big jugs. But she's kind of homely looking.
In the
she
face?
has like she kind of looks like she could be on the streets, and I'd see her and be like, "Oh, you do meth."
Oh, really? Well, she's from Eastern Europe, so they do crocodile.
I love that.
Ooh.
You know that stuff.
Yeah, I like it. Nice.
Good.
You want me to do the intro again, or for the Seinfeld?
No, that was it. No, yeah,
We're in it.
As always, Talking Bodies has us discuss the top 3 mega hotties from a specific show, movie, franchise, or era. And tonight's topic is Seinfeld's girlfriends. That's fictional girlfriends of the character Jerry Seinfeld on the hit NBC show Seinfeld.
66 girlfriends in total. That's
so fucking many.
Yep. Apparently George had 47 girlfriends.
Oh my
and
God.
Kramer had 16.
That's a lot. For me, the should we go number one?
Let's go to number one.
My number one is Terry.
Well, how many boyfriends? Nobody cares how many boyfriends Elaine had.
Putty is the best one.
Well, yes, absolutely, 56. So she actually had the next. She had the second 2 slot under Jerry.
Let's start with number 3. Let's not go to the number ones. 3.
All right.
3.
Well, my number 3 is Nikki, and that's the chick that got anything she wanted. She got Jerry out of a parking ticket. She like everything. She was the anything goes because she's so fucking hot. I think that right there is worth the price of admission.
Cool. So cool.
So cool.
God,
Let's talk about.
Many. I wasn't
there's so
prepared for
many.
this.
You could go with Jamie Gertz here, who played like a saxophone operator who was his girlfriend on one episode.
Yes.
Oh, or my other top 3, my third pick could be I don't know the actress's name, but the girl who played his girlfriend when she walked in on George with the shrinkage, she had a rack.
Oh yeah, who was that? Oh, somebody's gonna kill us.
Holy shit!
Yeah, who was that?
I just realized that was that's Anna Gunn. Okay, that makes sense from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah. Oh yeah. Felk, there's a lot of.
Wait, not
there's
the
so many.
shrinkage girl. You're talking about Ballard's pick?
No, Felk's talking about somebody else. I think. He's talking about just a random girlfriend.
Oh, I have to change one of mine because I forgot the fungus girl, the girl who he thought had fungus. Kimberly Campbell. Oh man, she is so cute.
Tawny Katan or
no,
I think
that's the actress. She's hot too.
yeah.
I feel like Felk would like Jillian Manhands.
Who's the actress?
Kristen Bauer.
There's too many.
No,
I don't like her.
Here's my top three. Okay, so Nikki.
Oh wait, Manhands was
Nikki,
hot.
Yeah.
She was all right. I mean, she's not the best. There's far better. But so my top three goes. My third spot is Nikki, just because she was the anything chick and she's hot. She's a nice hot blonde. Then number 2 was Sidra. That was Terry Hatcher, because you know what, Terry Hatcher was the bomb back in the day.
Yeah.
And then my number 1 is Elaine, because face it, Elaine is amazing. Julie Louis-Dreyfus looks great then. She looked great now. The only time she didn't look so great was when she was on SNL and she had a little bit more of a prominent nose. But other than that, she looked beautiful all the time. And
So you're saying she got a nose job?
she definitely got a nose job. Check her out on
Really?
SNL back in the
All
day.
right.
Oh yeah,
I don't
But
know
then-
how you don't have Terry Hatcher's number 1.
That's my number 1.
she's
Because
my number 2.
When she was on that show, she was like the cat's meow.
She was. That was like right before Lois and Clark, and she was amazing in Lois and Clark.
Yep.
And then she was in that Southern movie where she got naked because she was on the balcony, but I forget what the movie's called.
Yeah. So my number 2, I actually put Courtney Cox.
Yeah, well, samesies.
Ooh.
Wow, I'm Terry
Yeah.
Hatcher was my 1 and Courtney was my 2.
Are we fucking the same chicks? We're fucking the same chicks, Phil. God damn it.
You like fit girls and I like heavy ones.
So Courtney made my honorable mentions, as well as Lori Loughlin, who played the character Patty.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then the other one was, I don't know the actress's name, but her name was Melissa, and she was the nude. She was the always nude, walked around the apartment always nude.
Yeah.
I wanted to
yeah,
give
yeah,
her-
She was good looking.
I just felt like she needs an honorable mention.
You know what I just realized? No one's gonna pick the deaf one, Marlene Matlin.
Rachel is the one. Nolan is the one you're thinking of. The Shrinkage, and she was played by Melanie Smith.
Nice.
Yep, and she's hot. I mean, she definitely is an honorable mention.
You know,
Rachel for sure.
who's an honorable mention I want to mention, and I didn't think about it until I just saw on the list. Is her name was Cindy, played by Angela Featherstone. It's the maid who he starts fucking. She's something about her face. Just I really like it, but also just the dynamic of the fact that she's a maid who you're also fucking.
Oh yeah,
He was banging everyone. He banged the girl from Frasier too.
Yeah.
He banged like half of Sex in the City.
Pam. There was always Pam, the one Kramer him fought over.
Who?
Pam, remember? Because Kramer just loves saying her name. Pam.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
He got all flustered around her. He was smitten.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I mean,
the fucking chick Celia. She has short hair in the episode, but she's attractive. That's the worst episode of Seinfeld, though. The Merv Griffin one.
I love the Merv Griffin episode.
We have 2
Love
saying
it.
Terry Hatcher's number 1, so that means she's definitive number 1.
And I had Terry as number 2, so for sure she's number 1.
So Terry Hatcher's number 1.
I forgot Amanda Pete's on there too. Ooh.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I would say, I mean, you really have to go with Nikki. She's gorgeous. She truly is amazing. Yeah, Amanda Peet. She played a character named Lynette.
Lynette.
Come on, good
Yeah,
luck.
she was a
Nikki gets
whore,
anything
too.
You want.
Well, she's the one who had a dude.
I think. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to bang Uncle Jesse's wife? What was her name?
She's fine, but I think at that point she was already 10 years too old. Did I say that?
Who's Nikki? Is that the girl?
No, she's never. I bet she's gorgeous today. If you look at her.
She is. I watched Fuller House.
Wait,
She's
Serenity Now was the episode she was in.
Oh, that's a good episode.
Melissa, the nude, was played by Kathleen McClellan.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, Pam sucks. Pam is not attractive.
No, but that was what's so funny that Jerry fights for her just because Kramer wants her.
Yeah, that's weird.
Let's move on.
Wait, Jillian, Kristen Bauer, Manhands? That's the chick from True Blood, right?
I have no idea.
She's Eric's assistant / like sister daughter or whatever the relationship is, because they're vampires.
Manhands?
Kristen Bauer? Hold on, I'm fucking losing my mind here. What's the character's name?
No, Manhands is not on True Blood.
Kristen Bauer is the actress's name.
Man Hands was not on True Blood.
Yeah, that she does. I mean, maybe like as an older.
No.
Oh, I think I know who Felk's talking about.
It's another actress also named Kristen Bauer, I guess. Then.
Oh, really? I know who you're talking about though. Eric's assistant.
Let's move on.
No, it's the same fucking actress, Kristen Bauer. She was on True Blood. She was Pam. Who was with Eric. Yeah, like they were like partners, and she played Man Hands. I did not realize that. Same actress.
So we got top 3.
Yeah.
So do we have a top 3?
Yeah.
We don't even have a top 3 at this point. What's the top 3? I think Terry Hatcher. Who else?
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox for sure, definitely.
3's too kind of hard.
And then I would say Nikki. She gets you anything.
Yeah. Or the naked chick.
Or the new chick. Or the new chick who's Melissa, who's always walking around nude.
Yeah, those are both fine. I'm fine with
Which
any
one do you
of
want?
those.
Come on, we gotta pick one.
Let's go with the nude
Anything
chick.
or nudity. That gets what it comes down to. Do you want anything or nudity?
I'm
all
also
the time?
fine with Amanda Peet because I like Amanda Peet.
Noli, nudity or anything?
She'll give me anything.
Anything. Well, she gets you anything.
Oh, I'd rather just look at a naked girl all the time.
All right.
But she coughed and he didn't like it.
He doesn't like a lot of things.
He's a bitch. Jerry Seinfeld's kind of a bitch character.
Didn't he have problems with her opening pickles?
Yeah.
He's a homosexual.
Like, there's not anything wrong with that, right?
He's too neat. He's too tidy.
I love Jerry.
Yep. All right. Well, I like
on.
that. So, yeah. So, Terry, Courtney Cox, and then Nikki. Oh, no, nudity. Melissa. All right. So, that takes us into...
Love that dong. Love that dong.
All right. So, this is the segment where we pick out who has the largest dong. Felk, what is this segment called this week?
The Marvel Chris Universe of Cox, which is a play on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which has 3
of Cox,
which has 3 Chris's. Isn't that weird? Why are there so many people named Chris in that universe?
Mega Chris.
And in order of appearance in the MCU, those Chris's are Hemsworth, Evans, and then Pratt. And I think this is pretty easy in my opinion. I noticed there are no links to this one, probably because none of those actors have ever showed their cocks in movies.
Yeah, so I have to think it's Pratt.
Yeah, Pratt's absolutely number 1. Without question.
Really?
Yeah, because Pratt's the only one that like has like underwear photos of him taking selfies with his like abs, and then if you look at Chris Hemsworth, he's got like photos where they're like taken with him in boxers, but like there's nothing like spilling out, there's no bulge. And then Chris Evans, he's hiding his shit when his shit's all tight and wet in First Avenger. He's like actually covering his dick, and you know what? That's a sign of a small dick.
Yep.
So as much as I would like to hope that like Chris Evans wasn't really rocking a small dick, it seems like he might be a little bit nervous.
Evans is kind of a little bitch in real life. Every interview I watch with him, he seems like like one of those guys who worked out because they didn't have it on the inside. He feels like he's kind of a scaredy cat, and I feel like he's hiding something, and I think that's a small cock. And he's lost most of his hair, and he wears a wig all the time. But I think he's doing a lot of compensating, and I think the cock is small. Whereas Pratt was totally fine being this like happy fat guy with that great John Sex physique, and then he got ripped. He was confident when he was at any weight because he's got, I think, a big dong. He's got Anna Faris in real life too, so that was when he was a nobody. So
yeah, well, also I mean, look at Hemsworth has Elsa Pataki or whatever. She's gorgeous.
Wife is very hot.
And then Chris Evans has Jenny Slate.
Right, Jenny Slate, but he also had Jessica Biel, and he's also had other beautiful women. So I mean, they've all.
Jessica Biel's a beard, dude. Jessica Biel's a beard.
Yeah, Chris Evans definitely has the smallest cock.
Professional beard.
Yeah.
Let's not forget
she was for Timberlake, and she was for.
Yeah, isn't Hemsworth though like 6'5"? 6'5" guys have big dicks.
He also has all.
I mean, I think the audience can find it by typing in, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, Chris Evans penis, online, and you'll get this in the image searches. But yeah, it looks like it really does go Pratt, Hemsworth, Evans.
Yeah. Just you can almost sense that one. And Hemsworth also has a big cock, and then Liam Hemsworth has a really small cock because it was like it skipped a generation.
Totally.
That's not how generations work.
Yeah, the generations are brothers.
They don't work sibling to sibling. They work much more different.
Is Liam Hemsworth not Chris Hemsworth's son? How does generations work?
Chris Hemsworth's children are the next generation, not his brother.
Is there another Hemsworth? It's just two, right? It's just Chris and
No, the Westworld actor.
He's like the third Manny brother. He's like super Riri.
who in Westworld's a Hemsworth?
The security guard, the head security guy. That ended out in the field, like you never know what happened to him. Like he was just charged by Indians.
Really?
He looks like a more mature Hemsworth, but he doesn't look as sexy as the younger Hemsworths.
What you're saying is more Australian.
Yeah.
Luke Hemsworth.
I love that your Manning reference, though. Like you actually knew that, and you're not a sports guy at all.
Even I knew that.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know.
Even I knew it's,
who doesn't
it's
know that?
Peyton and Chelsea and who's the other one?
And Evans Manning.
Evans Manning. That can't be right.
You guys are so right.
Evans Eli Mannings.
Eli, that's right.
It's actually Cooper Manning is the retarded one.
Right. I said that, Evans.
A lot of the photos I've Googled Luke Hemsworth in Westworld just show Evan Rachel Wood's sweet ass crack, which she's sitting down. What a nice ass she has.
Yeah, we should do the women of Westworld.
I can't believe Marilyn Manson got to fucking top that of all people.
He did for quite a while.
Women of Westworld is pretty easy, but let's move on to yelling at the wall.
You're a fool.
I think you complain just to hear yourself talk.
I'll shut you up.
Yelling at the wall.
Haven't you had enough?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Cool Boy Nation, if you have any questions or insights on VR or VR porn, please tweet at us at coolboypodcast and comment on our YouTube page, which can be found by searching for The Cool Boys Podcast. Now we'll read letters and tweets from the Cool Boy Nation. Hi, Nugget Master 101. And do check out that YouTube page. It's got a lot of cool content for the Cool Boy Nation.
Like
New fast food reviews, which we think you'll really enjoy.
And
Is there more?
Unboxing.
Hot boxes being opened by me.
And dick pics.
And dick pics.
And Born Hard.
Do you want me to pimp that out, Nolan?
I don't care.
Also on our YouTube page are the great films of Born Hard Films. Film company.
Check it out. It's really good.
They're excellent.
Check it out.
Check it out. It's so cool.
Featuring the Cool Boys.
Absolutely. All right. So let's get into this week's Would You Rather.
Yeah, yes.
This week's Would You Rather is Cool Boy Nation. Would you rather fight the Predator or fight the Terminator? Oh, I think the answer is obvious. I think the Terminator has a bigger dick.
Terminator has the Terminator has the dick of of Sergeant Candy. Who they don't
Oh God, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Candy. It looks like me. I don't like
that
the voice.
Was terrible.
We can
That was
fix
so
it.
fucking awful.
At that point, they had already ruined the franchise, sort of. So,
Oh my God, I forgot that happened.
Yeah.
That's actually a deleted scene. It really didn't happen, right?
no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, because it's deleted, it never happened. That's correct.
But all of Terminator Genesis happened, so like you're kind of fucked anyways.
Yeah, and Genesis kind of changes the universe again, so none of the other universes to this point last.
Jai has a new film coming out.
How does the fucking Terminator franchise have Sam Worthington and Jai Courtney? Like
how is Jai Courtney seriously going to be fucking Reese? Like, come on.
How is
Like,
Sam
how is that
Worthington
at all
going to be
possible?
random character? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
they cast him to play.
The trailer ruined that one, right?
Yeah, Sam Worthington. They cast him to play John Connor, and they were trying to and have him like as a small role, and have Christian Bale play Marcus, the character Sam Worthington plays, and have it be like the focus of the movie on him, and have John Connor just be kind of like a supporting but like character in charge of the resistance. And then Christian Bale was like, yeah, I'm not interested in playing Marcus, but John Connor, I'm interested in playing that. So they fucking switched the roles and then made John Connor a bigger part, and the movie makes no sense because Christian Bale is terrible for John Connor. He plays Christian Bale.
The movie's horrible.
Fucking ass! I'm off the fucking set, you prick! No, don't just be sorry, think for one fucking second. Kick your fucking ass. I want you off the fucking set, you prick.
I still love that.
You're an amateur, man. I love that he says,
What don't you fucking understand?
I was looking at the lights.
You got any fucking idea about, hey, it's fucking distracting.
It's fucking distracting.
I love, all I need to know about Mick G as a director is that he changed his name to Mick G. And in that little bit where you could hear him in that recording where Bale says, gee, you got anything to say about this? And Mick G just goes, I didn't see it.
Yeah, what a fucking pussy.
Yeah. You know, Bill Murray headbutted him, right, on the set of Charlie's Angels?
No, I did not know that.
Give me a fucking answer. What don't you get about it?
I was looking at the lights.
Oh, good for you.
This is the one with the fixed audio.
That almost sounds fake. The guy I was looking at the lights.
It's legitimate.
Dubbed in there.
It's legitimate. They just really blew it up because you can barely hear it in the original recording, but it's there.
Yeah, so I love how everything McG touches turns to shit.
Well, he just dropped
Terminator.
out of Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, He-Man.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to Sam Worthington is actually fine in Terminator Gavation.
Salvation.
Yeah. My main problem with Terminator Salvation is fucking Christian Bale commandeers a Terminator bike and rides it from LA to San Francisco in like an hour.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so no traffic. That bike could go 200 miles an hour. It's 600 miles.
It's 330.
So, yeah. Doable.
But there shouldn't be human controls on it.
It was probably controlled just by leaning left and right.
Kick your fucking ass.
No,
I don't know. I actually used that to test out Blu-rays on my 4K because I was like, what Blu-ray do I own that I care the least about the movie? And the answer was Terminator Salvation.
You know what I use? My test film is Revenge of the Sith.
My test film is always Force Awakens. It's new.
No, see, I don't want to watch a movie I care about in doing tests because then it ruins the movie for future viewings. But if it's,
I just do the Lucasfilm THX test, and then I play the very opening 5 minutes where it's the long take of the craft flying.
So I just don't own those on Blu-ray because I do. Actually, I do. I've just never opened them.
Huh. With the Force Awakens?
I'm still pissed. I don't own the original trilogy on Blu-ray because I'm still waiting for the original cuts. That will never happen.
Can't happen. Legally can't happen. George Lucas's ex-wife controls that. That's why it's a legally distinct, separate movie.
God fucking damn it. All right, are we wrapping this up?
The answer, in my opinion, is Predator, because the Terminator has no soul. It's just programming. And the Terminator is designed to kill you. It'll just try and kill you. There's no respect. You know, the Predator is a sentient being who wants to kill you. First of all, he'll only want to kill you if you're trying to kill it as well, or at least armed in like something that's worthy of the kill. If you got cancer or you're pregnant, as seen in various Predator movies, that the Predator doesn't want to hurt you. It's not a monster. It's just a rich dentist on safari in Africa shooting.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about you want to fight it, right? So you're like, the idea is that you're armed to the teeth against a predator, so it's going to fight
and
you.
You can't opt out of the fight. I would still pick the Predator,
right?
Because it is sentient, because it respects you, because you can do that badass moment like Billy and that Yakuza guy where they like prepare and they almost kind of like bow to each other. Yakuza guy.
Are you talking about Predators?
Yeah, and Predators.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that movie.
Yeah. Well, it's a callback to the scene with Billy from Predator where he's like, Billy's the Native American guy. We all saw it together. That was a three-way Cool Boy screening.
Oh, that's right.
That's the only time I've seen a movie at the Chinese Man's Theater, I think.
Same.
Yeah.
I think it was the best movie to see there.
I still have a photo of you giving a thumbs up in front of the imprint from Mel Gibson.
That's right. I like Mel Gibson. I liked him then. I like him now. And Hacksaw Ridge is awesome. And if you like Saving Private Ryan, you'll love Hacksaw Ridge.
I still haven't seen it. I am planning on it. Apocalypto is still a fucking masterpiece of a movie.
Yeah, Apocalypse was great. Man with the Man Without a Face. That's a great movie too. Braveheart's a great movie. Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
you. Always have.
I love how you threw in Man Without a Face in there.
Man Without a Face.
Great movie. All right. Well, I would say I'd want to fight the Predator just because, honestly, the idea of machines and sentient machines scares the fuck out of me. So I would probably go with the Predator as well.
Predator's so scary.
No, the Predator.
They are, and they're invisible too. I mean, practically, right? So that's pretty scary.
The Predator has feelings. The Predator, like the Terminator, feels nothing. It just wants to kill you. The Predator is like,
and that Predator's feelings are gonna be like a massive erection when it's stabbing you and ripping your spine out.
The Terminator's just gonna kill me. He's gonna shoot me and I'm gonna be dead. The Predator's gonna fucking like rip my spine out and like hang it on his wall.
When I think of the Terminator shooting me, I think of the scene from RoboCop where the executive is getting shot. Like I think of that, like just like and a million squibs on my chest just going.
Cohagen. Oh, it's not Cohagen. What's that?
No,
same actor, different movie.
But yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know. I think I still do Predator because I'm way more frightened of like a Terminator coming at me. I mean, that idea when Sarah Connor opens the door, goes Sarah Connor, she's like yes, and he just blows her head off right there at the door. Like fucking as a kid, I was always like fuck that, I ain't opening doors.
I think it'd be easier to kill a Predator too than a Terminator.
You're wrong. Well, I mean, you're right, but it still sucks. It's a lose-lose situation for me.
Point blank with a machine gun, it will kill a Predator. It won't kill a Terminator. It'll just fuck up its flesh.
Well, yeah. So what are we all saying? We'd all like to rather fight a Predator,
yeah. Right? It gives me a chance to win. Yeah.
I guess that's the only thing. We have a chance to hit the Predator.
Although this isn't a factor, after you kill a Terminator, what happens? Skynet just sends another Terminator back to kill you, or your mom or whatever. You kill a Predator. What happens? All the other Predators respect you.
Predator Planet comes back and sends another one.
Not after you though. They give you a trophy. They give you like an old timey gun, and they're like, "You're cool."
So so your idea is that Danny Glover later on in life comes across a Predator. He just shows that gun, like, "Yo, don't shoot me! I got this gun from the 1800s or 1700s."
Yeah, and that Predator would nod and be like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, and the Predator just like 3 triangles and just blows his fucking head off.
P2 is underrated.
Oh yeah, I love Predator 2. I
recently rewatched
it
with a friend who had never seen it, and I hyped it up quite a bit. That movie lives on its last 20 minutes because everything up to the battle is pretty bad.
That movie lives in the 80s Los Angeles that thinks it's in the 90s.
It was like 91.
That's what that movie lives in.
It's still the 80s.
But it's still like the 80s. It's still like that era where it's still the 80s, and it was like trying to be like future 80s in the 90s or whatever. It was like 99 or whatever it is that it takes place
It's 1986, I think. It's a really light future though, because it
is
a heat
like
wave has hit Los Angeles.
Yeah,
it's a heat wave. It's riots. It's riots in a heat wave.
Yeah,
it's a heat wave.
And that heat wave is represented by Danny Glover looking like he's covered in oil the entire movie. He is so sweaty throughout that movie. It is so weird.
Yes.
I like that. Okay, so wait. So how many great movies? Okay, let's name 3 movies real quick that have great heat waves in them. Predator 2. Die Hard with a Vengeance, and one more. Come on, there's one more because Die Hard with a Vengeance. That's not heat. That's not.
They never say the word heat wave. I don't think it's just
in the very beginning. Isn't the very beginning of the song "Hot Town"? Summer in the city.
That's just a song, but it's just summer.
But that sets the tone. That sets the tone.
It's July 1st, I think. It's like almost right before July.
You know
1st.
what? Grumpy Old Men. They actually have the song. We're having a heat wave, tropical heat wave.
That would be grumpier old men when it's during the summer, right?
Yeah, or the fall, I think. But Grumpy Old Men, they have that song.
I don't know of any other movies that have heat waves.
There was a movie, there was a 1990, a 1974, and a 2009 movie all called Heat Wave. Oh, and a 1982 movie called Heat Wave. That seems to be the most popular.
Falling Down, come on, Falling Down had to have been a heat wave.
That was a heat wave.
all the movies that took place in heat waves are 12 Angry Men, Barton Fink, Dante's Peak, Do the Right Thing, Dog Day Afternoon, Falling Down, In the Heat of the Night, Long Hot Summer, Lawrence of Arabia, although Arabia, that's not really a heat wave. Rear Window, Summer of Sam, I do remember that being a heat wave. Sunshine, that's kind of cheating. The Day the Earth Caught Fire, also kind of cheating. The Hotspot, The 7-Year Itch.
No Predator 2.
No Predator 2 on the VH1's list.
That's bullshit.
Or Die Hard with a Vengeance.
That's just summer.
Yeah, Predator 2, literally, like the first line is like, God damn this fucking heat wave.
Yeah.
Well, I think the winner then, I guess, for Cool Boys, would you rather fight the Predator or fight the Terminator? We're going to do Heat Wave and Die Hard with a Vengeance. All right. Well, Cool
I
Boy
always
Nation.
love how the answer's the most random tangent we went on.
All right. Well, Cool Boy Nation, I want to know from you, What would you rather, fight the Predator or fight the Terminator? And do you want to see more movies with heat waves?
All right, that's it for me. My dong is erect. I must sign off.
Well, Cool Boys Nation, that brings us to a close. Follow us on Twitter at Cool Boys Podcast and email us at thecoolboyspodcast@gmail.com. And be sure to subscribe and like us on YouTube. You can find us at The Cool Boys Podcast. Sleep tight, Cool Boy Nation.
That's Bizees for me.
Bizees for me too. Hooter.
You are outstanding American boy.
You have excelled in all things.
I pump while I dump.
Oh yeah.
So cool.
Oh yeah.
So cool.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Oh yeah.
This episode of the Cool Boys Podcast was brought to you by
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
Get some
Cool boys.
so serious.